Asha stood outside the house with a small cloth bag in her hand. The bag was light, but her heart felt very heavy. The house behind her was quiet. It was the same house where she had lived for 7 years, cooking meals, washing clothes, and waiting for love that slowly faded away. Inside the house, her husband Rohan stood with his arms crossed. His face showed no anger and no sadness. His mother stood beside him, silent but firm. They had already made their decision. They told Asha that a family without children had no future. They said she had failed as a wife. They said she should leave. Asha tried to speak. Her voice shook as she reminded them of the hospital visits, the medicines, and the doctors who said there was still hope. She said that some things take time. She said that love should be stronger than disappointment. But her words fell to the floor like dry leaves. No one picked them up. Rohan avoided her eyes. He said it was better this way. He said she should understand. Those words hurt more than shouting ever could. The door closed gently, but the sound echoed in Asha's mind. She stood there for a moment, not moving. Then she turned and walked away. She did not look back. The street was busy, yet she felt completely alone. People passed her without noticing her tears. Shops were open. Children laughed. Life continued as if nothing had happened. Asha walked slowly, unsure where she was going. Her phone had no balance. Her parents lived far away in a small village where news traveled fast and kindness traveled slow. She was not ready to face them yet. As the sun lowered, the air grew cooler. Her feet hurt, but she kept walking. Every step felt heavy. She remembered the early days of her marriage. Rohan had been kind once. He had smiled at her dreams. He had promised to stand by her in every situation. She wondered when those promises lost their meaning. She reached an old part of the city where buildings looked tired and forgotten. Closed shops lined the road. A broken streetlight flickered weakly. Asha sat on a low wall near an empty tea stall. She placed her bag beside her and held her hands together tightly. Tears came quietly. She did not cry loudly. She cried with exhaustion, not drama. She cried because she had given her best and still lost everything. She cried because she did not know what tomorrow would look like. The sound of an engine slowly approached. It was not loud or rushed. The bike stopped nearby. Asha did not react at first. She assumed it was just another person passing through. Then a shadow appeared in front of her. She looked up carefully. A man stood there, tall and calm. He wore a black jacket with a bold symbol on the back. His beard was thick, his hair tied back, and his eyes were sharp but not cruel. He looked like someone who had walked long roads and carried many stories. There was something steady about him. He did not stare at her tears. He did not show surprise. He simply waited. After a moment, he spoke in a low voice. "Why are you sitting here alone at this hour?" Asha wiped her face quickly. She felt embarrassed. She shook her head gently. She did not want to explain. Words felt too heavy. The man nodded slowly, as if he understood silence well. He looked around the empty road and then back at her. "My name is Veer," he said. "I am leaving the city tonight." Asha remained quiet. She had no reason to talk to a stranger. Yet something about his calm presence made her feel less afraid. Veer noticed the small bag at her side. He did not ask about it. He did not push for answers. He leaned slightly on his bike and said, "This place is not safe at night." Asha looked at the ground. She knew that already. But she had nowhere else to go. Veer studied her face gently. He did not judge. He did not pity her. After a short pause, he said something unexpected. "Come with me." Asha looked up sharply. Her heart started beating fast. She felt fear, confusion, and shock all at once. She had been rejected by the man she trusted most. Now a stranger was offering her a path she could not understand. "Why?" she asked quietly. Veer met her eyes. Because you look like someone who needs a chance to breathe. His words were simple, but they reached deep. Asha had not breathed freely in a long time. I am not asking you to trust me forever, Veer added. Just trust the road for tonight. Asha hesitated. Every warning she had ever heard echoed in her mind. Yet staying here meant darkness and danger. Going back was not an option. The future felt like an empty page. She stood slowly, holding her bag close. Veer stepped back to give her space. He did not rush her. He did not pressure her. After a long moment, Asha nodded once. I will come, she said softly. Veer handed her a helmet. Hold tight, he said. As she sat on the bike, the city lights glowed behind them. The engine started, steady and strong. The road stretched ahead, unknown and silent. Asha did not know where this journey would take her. But for the first time that day, she felt something new inside her. Hope. The bike moved smoothly through the quiet roads as the city slowly fell behind them. Asha held the side of the seat at first, her body stiff with fear and uncertainty. The wind brushed against her face, cool and calming. After a few minutes, her grip loosened. The steady sound of the engine felt like a heartbeat that refused to stop. Veer rode with confidence, not too fast and not too slow. He did not look back often, but he seemed aware of her presence every second. They passed streetlights, empty crossings, and sleeping buildings. The noise of the city faded, replaced by open roads and silence. Asha's mind raced. She wondered if she had made a mistake. She wondered who this man really was. She wondered what kind of life waited at the end of this road. But another thought followed closely behind. No matter where this road led, it was better than standing alone in the dark with no direction. After some time, Veer slowed the bike near a roadside food stall that was still open. A few trucks were parked nearby. Yellow lights hung above the stall, casting a warm glow. Veer stopped the bike and turned to her. We will rest here for a while, he said. You must be tired. Asha nodded. When she stepped down, her legs felt weak. Veer noticed and offered his hand to steady her. His touch was firm but respectful. He stepped back immediately after she regained balance. They sat on a wooden bench near the stall. Veer ordered tea and simple food. He placed the plate in front of her first. You should eat, he said. Long roads need strength. Asha hesitated. Then she slowly began to eat. She realized she had not eaten anything since morning. Each bite made her feel more real, more present. Veer watched the road while she ate. He did not ask questions. He allowed silence to exist. After a while, Asha spoke softly. Where are we going? Veer took a sip of tea before answering. To a place where people live by their own rules. A place where no one asks about your past unless you want to share. Asha looked at him. Are there families there? Yes, Veer replied. Different kinds of families. His answer confused her, but it also comforted her. They returned to the road soon after. The night deepened, and stars appeared above them. Asha rested her head slightly back, watching the sky change as they moved forward. Her fear slowly turned into quiet curiosity. After several hours, the bike turned onto a narrow road surrounded by trees. Lights appeared in the distance. As they came closer, Asha saw a group of small houses and a large open space in the center. Bikes were parked neatly along one side. Soft music played somewhere, low and calm. Veer stopped near a wooden building with warm lights inside. We are here, he said. Asha stepped off the bike and looked around carefully. A few people noticed them but did not stare. Some nodded at Veer. A woman walked past them and gave Asha a gentle smile. No one asked questions. Veer led her inside the building. The room was clean and simple. A long table stood in the center. A few people sat quietly, talking in low voices. The air felt safe, not threatening. This is our place, Veer said. You can rest here tonight. Asha hesitated. Why are you helping me? Veer leaned against the wall. His eyes softened. Because once, someone helped me when I had nothing, he said. Because I know what it feels like to be pushed away. Asha felt tears rise again, but this time they were different. These tears carried relief. A woman named Mira brought Asha a blanket and showed her a small room. The room had a bed, a lamp, and a window facing the trees. You can stay here, Mira said kindly. No one will disturb you. Asha thanked her quietly. As she lay on the bed, her body finally relaxed. The silence here felt peaceful, not empty. She thought about the house she was forced to leave. For the first time, that memory did not crush her chest. The next morning, sunlight filtered through the window. Asha woke slowly, confused for a moment about where she was. Then memories returned. She sat up and took a deep breath. Outside, people were already awake. Some were cleaning. Some were fixing bikes. Some were making food together. No one seemed rushed. Everyone had a purpose. Veer stood near the open space, talking to an older man. When he saw Asha, he nodded. You slept well, he asked. Yes, she replied. Thank you. Veer gestured toward the food area. Eat first. Then we can talk. Over breakfast, Asha learned more. This place was not perfect, but it was honest. People here came from broken pasts, difficult choices, and painful losses. They worked together. They respected boundaries. No one judged her for her story. When someone finally asked why she was there, Asha spoke slowly. She did not hide her pain. She did not blame herself. She simply told the truth. No one interrupted her. No one questioned her worth. Later, Veer spoke to her privately. You can stay as long as you need, he said. No pressure. No demands. Asha looked at him with disbelief. Why would you trust me? Veer smiled slightly. Trust grows when given a chance. As the sun climbed higher, Asha felt something shift inside her. For the first time since her marriage ended, she was not seen as a failure. She was seen as a person. And somewhere deep within her, a quiet strength began to wake up. Days passed slowly at the place Veer had brought Asha to. Each morning began with shared work and quiet smiles. The people there did not rush her. They allowed her to move at her own pace. Some days she helped in the kitchen. Some days she cleaned rooms or sorted supplies. Simple tasks gave her a sense of purpose again. Asha noticed how everyone respected space. No one forced stories out of anyone else. People spoke when they were ready. That made her feel safe. Veer remained calm and steady. He checked on her without hovering. He made sure she ate well and rested when needed. He spoke little about himself, but his actions spoke clearly. He treated everyone the same way, with respect and fairness. One afternoon, Asha sat under a tree near the open space. She watched people working on bikes together. The sound of tools and soft laughter filled the air. For the first time in many years, she felt useful without being judged. Mira sat beside her and handed her a cup of tea. You look lighter today, she said gently. Asha smiled faintly. I feel lighter. Mira nodded. This place does that. It reminds people who they are. Later that day, Asha noticed a small room filled with books and papers. She stepped inside carefully. Charts and notes covered the walls. Veer stood there, focused on organizing documents. You can come in, he said without turning. This room is for planning. Asha walked closer. Planning what? Veer looked at her. Life, he replied simply. She smiled at his answer. As days turned into weeks, Asha learned more about the people around her. Some had lost families. Some had walked away from painful homes. Some simply needed a place where they were accepted. This place did not erase pain, but it helped people live with it. One evening, A visitor arrived unexpectedly. He was loud and impatient. His voice carried anger. Asha felt her body tense as memories of her old home rushed back. She stepped back quietly, not wanting to be seen. Veer noticed immediately. He approached the visitor calmly and spoke firmly. His voice did not rise. His posture remained relaxed. Within minutes, the situation settled. The visitor left without trouble. Asha watched from a distance, her heart pounding. Later, Veer found her sitting alone near the edge of the area. "You were afraid," he said gently. Asha nodded. "I thought something bad would happen." Veer sat a short distance away, giving her space. "Fear does not disappear quickly," he said. "It learns from past wounds." Asha took a deep breath. "At my old home, raised voices always meant pain." Veer listened quietly. He did not interrupt. After a moment, he spoke. "Here, we protect peace. Loud voices are not welcome." Asha felt comforted by his words. That night, she had trouble sleeping. Old memories returned in her dreams. She woke up sweating, her chest tight. She sat on the edge of the bed, struggling to calm herself. A soft knock came at the door. "It is me," Veer said from outside. She opened the door slowly. "I heard movement," he said. "Are you all right?" Asha hesitated, then shook her head. Tears filled her eyes. Veer stepped back slightly. "May I sit here?" She nodded. They sat on the floor near the door. Veer remained quiet, allowing her to find her words. "I was blamed for something I could not control," Asha said finally. "I was treated like I was broken." Veer looked at the ground for a moment. "I know that feeling," he said. Asha looked at him, surprised. "I was once told I was useless too," Veer continued. "I was judged by my failures, not my efforts." His voice remained steady, but pain hid beneath it. "What did you do?" Asha asked softly. "I left," Veer replied. "I found people who saw my strength instead of my scars." Asha wiped her tears. "Do you ever miss the life you left behind?" Veer thought for a moment. "I miss who I thought I would be. But I do not miss who I was forced to become." His words stayed with her. The next morning, Asha felt different. Stronger. She decided to help more. She learned new skills. She listened to others. Slowly, she started to laugh again. One afternoon, a child from a nearby area visited with his grandmother. The child tripped and scraped his knee. Without thinking, Asha rushed forward and comforted him. She cleaned the wound and spoke softly until he calmed down. The grandmother watched her carefully. "You are very gentle," she said. "You would make a wonderful mother." The words hit Asha hard. Her smile faded for a moment. Then something unexpected happened. She did not feel broken. She smiled again and replied, "Thank you." Later, she told Veer what happened. "I thought those words would hurt me forever," Asha said. "But they did not today." Veer nodded. Healing does not erase pain. It changes how pain controls you. As weeks passed, Asha began helping Mira teach basic reading to a few children nearby. She felt joy in guiding them. She felt proud when they learned new things. One evening, as the sun set, Asha stood watching the sky change colors. Veer joined her quietly. "You are changing," he said. "So are you," Asha replied. Veer smiled faintly. In that moment, Asha realized something important. She was no longer surviving. She was living. And the woman who once believed she had no worth was slowly discovering her true strength. Time changed the rhythm of Asha's life in ways she never expected. Weeks turned into months, and each day added a small layer of strength to her heart. The fear that once followed her like a shadow slowly lost its power. She still remembered her past, but it no longer controlled her steps. Asha became an important part of daily life at the place. She helped Mira with teaching children in the mornings. In the afternoons, she assisted with organizing supplies and keeping records. People trusted her. They asked for her help. That trust healed parts of her she did not know were broken. Veer watched her growth quietly. He never took credit. He never acted like a savior. He treated her like an equal. When decisions were made, her opinion mattered. That respect meant more to her than kind words. One evening, as the group shared food together, an older woman named Lotta spoke. "This place feels more peaceful lately," Lotta said. "People smile more." Several people nodded. Mira looked at Asha and smiled. Some people bring calm with them. Asha felt shy but grateful. She lowered her eyes, feeling warmth spread through her chest. Later that night, Veer and Asha walked along the edge of the land where trees stood tall and quiet. The air was cool. Crickets filled the silence. "You have built a life here," Veer said. Asha nodded slowly. "I did not plan it. It just happened." "Sometimes the best things do," Veer replied. She stopped walking and looked at him. "Do you ever feel lonely?" Veer thought carefully. "I used to. Not anymore." Asha understood what he meant. The next day brought an unexpected challenge. A visitor arrived from the city, asking questions about Asha. He carried news she was not ready to hear. Rohan wanted to meet her. The message shook her deeply. Old fear returned like a sudden storm. Her hands trembled. Her breath felt shallow. Veer noticed immediately. He asked the visitor to leave and give them time. Asha sat alone in her room, staring at the wall. Memories flooded her mind. The closed door. The silence. The rejection. Veer knocked gently. "You do not have to face this," he said from outside. "Not unless you want to." Asha opened the door. Her eyes were red, but her voice was steady. "I need to face it," she said. "For myself." Veer nodded. "I will be nearby." The meeting happened 2 days later in a neutral place near the city. Asha wore simple clothes. Her posture was calm. Veer waited outside, respecting her space. Rohan looked different. Older. Tired. His confidence was gone. "Asha," he said softly. She did not respond right away. She studied him calmly. "Why are you here?" she asked. Rohan swallowed. "My mother is ill. And I realized I was wrong. I treated you unfairly." Asha listened without emotion. "I want you to come back," he continued. "We can start again." The words felt strange. Once, she had dreamed of hearing them. Now, they felt empty. Asha spoke clearly. "I am not broken. I never was." Rohan looked confused. "You blamed me for something beyond my control," she said. "You chose comfort over commitment." Rohan lowered his eyes. "I was afraid." "So was I," Asha replied. "But fear does not excuse cruelty." She stood up, her heart steady. "I forgive you," she said. "But I will not return." Rohan tried to speak, but no words came. Asha walked away. Outside, Veer waited. "It is done," she said. Veer nodded. "How do you feel?" "Free," Asha answered. The ride back felt lighter than ever. The road no longer felt like an escape. It felt like homecoming. When Asha returned, the group welcomed her with quiet support. No questions. No pressure. That night, Asha slept peacefully. Days later, a celebration was planned for the children. Music filled the air. Laughter echoed. Asha watched the children dance with joy. Her eyes shone. Veer stood beside her. "You have given them hope," he said. Asha shook her head. "They gave it to me." As the evening deepened, Veer spoke again. "There is something I want to ask you," he said carefully. "But there is no pressure." Asha turned to him. "I want to build a future," Veer continued. "And I would like you to be part of it. As a partner." not as someone who needs saving. Asha felt her heart race. She searched his face and found honesty. I am still healing, she said. So am I, Veer replied. She smiled softly. Then we can heal together. Veer did not rush. He simply nodded. In that moment, Asha understood something powerful. Love did not need to cage her. It could walk beside her. As the celebration continued, Asha looked around at the people, the lights, the open sky. The woman who once stood outside a closed door had found something far greater than a home. She had found herself. Morning arrived with a soft light that filled the place with warmth. Asha woke early and sat near the window for a long time. She watched the trees move gently in the breeze. Her mind felt clear. The meeting with Rohan no longer weighed on her heart. It felt like a chapter that had finally closed. Life returned to its steady rhythm. Children laughed in the open space. People shared work and meals. Asha moved through the day with calm confidence. She felt rooted, not trapped. This difference mattered. Veer kept his promise of patience. He did not rush her feelings or ask for answers. He continued his work, leading with quiet strength. When Asha needed space, he gave it. When she needed support, he was present. One afternoon, Mira called Asha aside. There is an opportunity, she said. A small learning center nearby needs someone to help organize classes. They asked for you. Asha felt surprised. Me? Yes, Mira replied. You have earned trust. People see it. Asha took time to think. Later, she spoke to Veer about it. It is a good step, Veer said. Whatever you choose it for yourself. Asha nodded. That night, she made her decision. She accepted the role. The days became fuller. Asha helped design simple lessons. She worked with parents and children. She learned how to manage time and resources. There were challenges, but she faced them with patience. When mistakes happened, she learned instead of blaming herself. One evening, after a long day, Asha sat with Veer near the edge of the land. The sky glowed orange as the sun lowered. I never thought my life would look like this, Asha said. Veer smiled gently. Neither did I. She looked at him. I am not afraid of the future anymore. Veer nodded. That is real strength. As weeks passed, Asha noticed something else. Her body felt different. She felt tired in a new way. Mira noticed too and suggested she see a doctor. Asha felt nervous but agreed. The visit was simple. The results took time. When the doctor finally spoke, Asha listened carefully. The words surprised her, but they did not overwhelm her. There was a chance. A small chance. Nothing was certain. Asha stepped outside and sat quietly. She did not cry. She did not celebrate. She simply breathed. When she returned, she told Veer calmly. There is a possibility, she said. But I do not want my life to depend on it. Veer nodded with understanding. Your worth never depended on that, he said. That night, Asha felt peace. Months later, the learning center held a small event. Parents thanked Asha. Children hugged her legs and laughed. She felt joy that did not ask for anything in return. Veer watched her from a distance. He felt proud, not because she belonged to him, but because she belonged to herself. One quiet evening, Veer invited Asha for a ride. They stopped at a hill overlooking the land. Lights glimmered below. I want to ask you something, Veer said. And you can say no. Asha looked at him calmly. Will you walk this life with me? Veer asked. Side by side. Asha did not answer immediately. She thought of her past. She thought of her pain. She thought of the strength she had built. Yes, she said. But as equals. Veer smiled. Always. Life continued to unfold. There were hard days and happy ones. There were moments of doubt and moments of pride. Through it all, Asha remained true to herself. One morning, Asha stood in the sunlight with a gentle smile. She felt a quiet certainty within her. No matter what the future held, she knew she was complete. She was no longer the woman who was thrown out. She was the woman who chose her own path. And that made all the difference.